Hello and welcome to my channel. This artwork here is going to be the subject of today's video. I'll be talking through my approach towards creating this environment concept piece, which will be serving as an inspirational artwork for the mood, for lighting, and for the creation of an interactive environment, which will be built in Unreal Engine by me and my friend Kaustubh, followed by a time lapse of the painting process and an incredible narration of the story by Kaustubh. So first off, the concept. The concept is that of a classroom that was abandoned as a result of a tragic incident that took place here. The arrival of a portal that belongs to a demon from another time caused havoc here, and since then it has been left abandoned. It can be an Oni or a yokai from like a century ago. They sent their portal here, sucking all the students and everybody around here into the portal, and the whole school has been abandoned since. This happens as a result of a summoning ritual that the students perform pre-planned. So what I found interesting is that the class can be decorated as such. The next step was referencing. I'll just talk through my Pure file. This, I believe, is a music video by a Chinese artist. And what I found interesting from these images is the way the tables and chairs and all the furniture is hovering in space. And I thought this could be an interesting way to show the power of the portal, of the well portal, so that the arrival of that caused all the tables and chairs in the classroom to stay hovering around the well in an orderly manner. Another interesting element of this classroom is the decay and damage that it has taken since the anomaly, and how that can be shown through the door, which is damaged as a result of all the students trying to escape the classroom, or the walls, which has been taken over by the effects of the well itself, and all the decay that has happened to the surfaces, broken glass, the decayed roof, and all that. This was to support the wormhole, right? Since the portal itself is from another time and it has come to the current timeline of where the classroom was, the effects or the power of the portal itself can be shown in such a manner that it is also serving as a wormhole to another timeline. For the classroom itself, I collected some references which would support the storytelling of it being Japanese in early 2000s. This reference from Silent Hill F is what I would consider to be the extreme, as it is completely wooden benches and wooden chairs, even wooden walls and everything. I wanted to be a little more modern, something that could be seen commonly in the timeline of 2000s to 2010s. I took some screenshots from the movie The Murder Case of Hannah and Alice, because they have a similar theme going on where there is a ritual being conducted in a classroom. And then also for a normal classroom, I took some references from the Anthem of the Heart. For the mood of the concept art itself, I wanted some lighting references, so more so what an overcast day might look like. So I took some references from the Last of Us concept art and also this image that I found on ArtStation, and then some more images that will just help me design the class itself. Next we'll move on to sketches. These were some thumbnail sketches that I did on my sketchbook. The first one showing the well itself having brought the surface around it from a previous century, cobblestone from a century back or something. And then there is also vines and probably tendrils, which is part of the demon itself, which has come through from the portal. The second image shows the wormhole like endless feeling that we might see when we see the well itself, or we might peek into the well, and a summoning book which is hovering above the well, which the students were using when they were doing the ritual. And the final sketch shows the tables and chairs and how they might be arranged around the well itself. And this is another sketch that I did for the well. With that, I went ahead and made some color keys which might give me an idea of what the mood or the lighting in the classroom itself might be. So initially I went off of the idea that all the demon's effects and the lighting inside the portal is red, blood red, and the class itself is cool. And I refined that a little bit more. Now I was thinking of how the portal might be acting as a light source for all the hovering elements. And the second sketch is showing how the back door might be blocked off by the students using any cabinets and tables that they might find in the classroom, just because they're doing this without the faculties knowing, and they don't want anyone to enter the classroom while the ritual is being conducted. I also did some black and white thumbnail sketches which might help me wrap my head around a destroyed classroom. With the sketches being done, Kaustubh made block out in 3D, which gave us an idea on how long and how wide and how tall the classroom needed to be, and also how tall the portal itself needed to be. Even though this was not final, I could go off from here to start creating the concept art. Using the block out, I did a sketch that incorporated storytelling elements and even the ritual props, and then also the students' bags, be it the additional cabinets in the classroom, all that stuff, and also lay in some quick color to get the lighting right. I added this sigil in the middle of the class, which was created using chalk by the students, which is where the portal eventually emerged. And then there is also the stag skull, which they would have brought just for the purposes of this ritual and then hung it on the classroom wall. I added some textures to the surfaces, and I also incorporated the 3D elements of the tables and chairs which is hovering around the portal. Tweaked the lighting a little bit. At this stage, what I felt is that the demon portal, the well, didn't feel like a demonic element. So I added these spiky elements, these glowing runes around the well, and of course, the wormhole that is entering into the classroom. I played with some more atmosphere so that the image became cohesive, and that was it. That was it for my breakdown, and then the next part will be just a time lapse of my painting process, along with the narration of the story by my friend Kaustubh.
There is a boy named Abhishu who has always been curious about black magic, whether it truly exists or not. His parents constantly warned him, "Don't even think about such things, they are extremely dangerous." However, these warnings only made Abhishu more curious. He secretly began researching forbidden rituals and dark practices. In school, he often discussed these topics with his close friend Arwin. One day, during lunch break, Abhishu quietly asked Arwin to come behind the classroom. There, he shows him an old black magic book. Arwin is shocked and frightened. He asks, "Why did you bring this here? And where did you get this from?" Abhishu avoids answering the question and simply says, "Bro, I want to try this." Arwin asks nervously, "How?" Abhishu explains that a school event is coming soon where every class must choose a theme. He suggests that their class should choose dark magic as their theme. At first, the class shows little interest, but then Abhishu shows them the mysterious book and tells them he created it by himself and that they will use it as the main prop for the theme. Slowly, the class becomes fascinated with the idea, unaware that the book has already begun to influence their mind. Following the instructions written in the book, the students start preparing the classroom. They place strange posters and draw dark symbols across the walls and floors. Only Arwin refuses to participate because he feels something is wrong. Once everything is prepared, Abhishu reads the final step of the ritual from the book. To complete it, he has to perform a blood sacrifice. The moment this happens, fear spreads throughout the classroom. Students panic and try to escape. But one door suddenly becomes blocked and others refuse to open. According to the book, fear is essential to complete the ritual. Suddenly, a dark well appears in the middle of the classroom. One by one, every student is pulled into the well, and then the time freezes. Soon after, the police arrived at the school to investigate. Parents and teachers gathered outside in panic, demanding answers and begging the police to let them search for their children. Police attempt to enter the school. As they move closer to the classroom where the black well has been appeared, they began to feel a powerful force pulling them downward. The closer they get, the stronger the force becomes. Eventually, the power becomes too overwhelming and they collapse and faint before reaching the classroom. No one is able to reach the room. Among the people outside the school, there is Arwin. Desperate to save his friends, he tries to go inside the school, but the police and the elders stop him and warn him, "You cannot go inside, it's too dangerous." Arwin waits and watches the chaos around him. Parents are shouting and demanding to be allowed inside. While the police struggle to control the crowd, during a moment of distraction, Arwin notices a small gap. Taking the opportunity, he suddenly runs into the school. The police noticed and tried to chase him, but some strange thing happened. As Arwin moves deeper into the building, he feels an unseen force pulling him towards the classroom. When he reaches the classroom, he is able to enter in without any resistance. However, the police who tried to follow him suddenly stopped. The moment they reach a certain point in the hallway, an invisible force prevents them from moving any further. No matter how hard they try, they cannot take another step. Only Erwin is able to continue because the demon needs him. He was the last student who saw the book and resisted its influence. He is the final piece required to complete the ritual. Meanwhile, all the children who were pulled into the well have been teleported to different unknown locations. Now Erwin is trapped inside the same dark world. His only chance to escape is to undo the ritual. Otherwise, he must sacrifice himself to the demon.
Hope that was entertaining. There is still quite a ways to go to get the cursed classroom to fruition. Till then, thank you very much for watching. For more illustrations and storytelling through art, stick around Waned and do consider following. Bye.